Hey guys, in this video, I'm going to show you how to play through all 7 chords of the A-flat Ionian mode on the guitar so that when you play or write a song in A-flat Ionian, or the key of A-flat, you already know where to find these chords on the fretboard. And in the process, you're also going to see how these chords are formed and why they sound so good. Okay, so to start, these 7 chords are all derived from the A-flat Ionian mode, or the A-flat major scale, which sounds and looks like this. The notes in this pattern are A flat, B flat, C, D flat, E flat, F, G, and A flat. Starting on the 4th string 6th fret, for example, and rising up to the 2nd string 9th fret, the pattern sounds familiar. And we can refer to it using scale degree numbers as well, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now, rising up the fretboard, these same 7 notes appear in different positions and octaves, although it's just the same notes repeated. That is, the same subset of notes that we pick out from the chromatic scale, which includes every possible note in music. The A-flat Ionian mode is just 7 of these notes repeated up and down the fretboard, and when we play these notes in sequence, they sound nice in any octave, whether we play it down low or up high. Now, to create chords from this pattern, all we have to do is combine every other note in groups of 3 starting on each respective scale degree to form 7 distinct harmonies. To illustrate how this works, here's a table that shows 2 octaves of the A-flat Ionian mode, or the A-flat major scale, along the top. And below that are the 7 chords that stem from this pattern, where each one starts on a different scale degree and combines every other note to form its own harmony. The 1 chord shown by a Roman numeral 1 here begins on scale degree 1. The 2 chord, labeled by a Roman numeral 2, starts on scale degree 2, and so on. And if you look closely in each chord, the first and last notes are separated by the interval of a 5th, which is why these notes sound and look related, why they're so harmonious together, because of their close connection in the circle of fifths. So A flat and E flat, for example, are separated by a 5th, B flat and F are separated by a 5th, C and G are separated by a 5th, etc. And then the middle note in each chord is what gives it an especially distinct sound. In this first chord, A flat major, the C note is a major third above A flat. It's 2 whole steps above A flat. So these 3 notes, A flat, C, and E flat, form what's called a major chord, represented by this capital Roman numeral 1, which signifies that the chord is major. In this second chord, B flat minor, the D flat note is a minor third above B flat. So these 3 notes, B flat, D flat, and F, form what's called a minor chord, represented by the lowercase Roman numeral 2, where the lowercase means that it's minor. And then all of the other chords are also either major or minor, except for this 7th chord, which is made up of a minor third and a flatted 5th, that together give it a weaker or diminished sound, which we signify by this little O next to the Roman numeral. So this is how these 7 chords are constructed, by combining every other note of the A-flat Ionian mode. And now that we've looked at the theory of how to build these chords and how they're labeled using Roman numerals, let's see how to actually play them on the fretboard. Here we have the A-flat Ionian mode highlighted on the fretboard, and to the right is this same note pattern in a circular formation with scale degrees 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Again, we just build each chord by starting on each separate scale degree and then combining every other note. A-flat major, or the major 1 chord, is made by combining A flat, C, and E flat. So we could play this chord as a bar chord on the 1st fret, and if we add A flat on the 6th string, 4th fret, and C on the 5th string, 3rd fret, we can play the chord like this. Or we can also play this chord in other positions, like up here we have A flat, C, and E flat. So together, those chords form a bar chord on the 4th fret, or we can rise even higher and play A flat, C, and E flat. So combined, these notes form the A flat major chord, and for good measure, we can play it way up here as a bar chord on the 11th fret. So those are some different positions of A flat major. Then we have the B flat minor chord, the minor 2, which is formed from notes B flat, D flat, and F. So together those form a bar chord on the 1st fret, or we can rise up here and play B flat, D flat, and F, in this bar chord. And then even higher we have B flat, D, and F. So together, there's the B flat minor chord up here. And then C minor, the minor 3 chord in this mode, combines C, E flat, and G. So we have C, E flat, and G. So there's a C minor chord, bar chord on the 3rd fret. Or we can rise a little higher and play C, E flat, and G as a bar chord here. And of course we can play this chord in other positions on the fretboard. Then we have D flat major, the major 4 chord, which is made from notes D flat, F, and A flat. So combined, we have a D flat major chord in this position, or we have D flat, F, and A flat. So a bar chord like this on the 4th fret. Rising higher, we also have D flat, F, and A flat as a bar chord way up here. And there are other positions of D flat major as well. Then we have E flat major, the major 5, which is built from notes E flat, G, and B flat. So we could play this chord, say up here, or we could combine them with, E flat, G, and B flat. It's a bar chord on the 6th fret. And for good measure, let's play the E flat, G, and B flat way up here as a chord up high. Then we have F minor, the minor 6, which is built from notes F, C, or F, A flat, and C, which we can play as a bar chord on the 1st fret. Then we have F, A flat, and C. So this too is an F minor chord, minor 6 chord in A flat Ionian. And we can also play the F minor chord up here. And again, in other positions as well. Then we have the G diminished, or the diminished 7 chord in the A flat Ionian mode, which is a combination of G, B flat, and D flat. So it has kind of a darker tone, which we can play up here as well. G, B flat, and D flat. So those are the G diminished chord. So by combining every other note of the A flat Ionian mode, 7 distinct harmonies are formed that all sound good together because they stem from the same source pattern. And again, the A flat Ionian mode itself sounds like this, with each note played in sequence. And when we play the 7 chords in order, major 1, minor 2, minor 3, etc., it basically sounds like the same pattern, but fleshed out. Together, these chords give us a complete set of harmonies we can use to compose different chord progressions in A-flat Ionian. By moving back and forth between these chords in different patterns and arrangements, we can come up with some pretty interesting sounds. For example, we might start at the A-flat major chord, major 1, and then move to the major 4 chord, D-flat major, then pass through E-flat major, the major 5, before returning to A-flat major, major 1 once again. Or we could move through any of the other chords in this mode to create a lot of other progressions too, like the popular 1, 5, 6, 4 progression. Etc. Using just these 7 chords, we have a lot of options. And by that, I mean a lot of options. And with all of the different positions and inversions up and down the fretboard, you can create a lot of cool sounds. Now, obviously, it takes some practice to move your fingers back and forth between these different chord positions, but once you can see and understand the logic, you can get a feel for it pretty quickly because it's all just patterns. And to help you really understand these chords, I'm going to show a couple of diagrams next that you can use to pause the video, take a screenshot of each, and then refer to at your own pace as you practice these patterns on the guitar. This first again shows the 7 chords of the A-flat Ionian mode in a table format, which illustrates how each harmony is derived by combining every other note of the major scale. And then below that is the fretboard with all of the possible positions for playing the A-flat major chord, or the major 1 in this mode. And then these diagrams show the note patterns and finger positions for B-flat minor, the minor 2, C minor, the minor 3, and D-flat major, or the major 4 chord in the A-flat Ionian mode. And then these diagrams include E flat major, the major 5, F minor, the minor 6, and G diminished, or the diminished 7 chord in this mode. And then this diagram shows all of the same chords, but in 3 different ways. At the top, in a circular formation, showing how all of these patterns form a ring of harmonies, and then in the middle as they're laid out in different positions on the fretboard, and then at the bottom in chord diagrams that are more traditional, where the numbers represent the fingers used to press each note. And really, these are just a few of the finger positions that are possible to play each chord. So these are the chords of A flat Ionian, or the key of A flat on the guitar fretboard. Let YouTube know if you think this is a good one and join the conversation below. And that is it. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.